Okay, the final point of our measurement taking portion of the assessment, we're going to do a skin caliper test. Okay, now just as an aside, the reason why we do the BEI in the circumference in the Skinfold caliper is because we don't have a $100,000 piece of machine for a bod pod, for a DEXA scanner, or what have you. Okay, and these measurements alone are not going to be super valid. Maybe not super accurate. But if I do all three of them, I can get a pretty good assessment of where the athlete is going. I can start making trends, and I can have a pretty good assessment of their body composition as well. So what I like to do is a 3 Skinfold caliper test. You can do a 5-site, you could do a 7-site, I believe. And the reason I do 3 is just for sake of time. We have 100 athletes on the football team. We have hundreds of other athletes. It gets to be a lot. So what we're going to do with the female athletes is we're going to do triceps on the back of the arm, above the suprailiac, and then above the quadricep. So let's go ahead and demonstrate that one first. Matt, if you'll help me with the camera crew here. Okay. All right. So for the female client, you're just going to a lot of people haven't done a Skinfold caliper test before, and it can seem scary, but it doesn't hurt. A lot of times they'll say, hey, if you show me your hand, I'll show you. That doesn't hurt, does it? Okay. And then it just makes the assessment a lot less scary. Then you want to inform your athlete where you're going to be doing the assessment. So for you, we're going to do the back of the arm. I'm going to do it here above the hip bone, and then here on the quadricep. Okay? That way there's no surprises. So go ahead and turn and face that way, and what you're going to do is you're going to measure visually, and the reason why we don't use the measuring tape here is for speed. You need to be able to do these assessments quickly. Is I like to put my hand on the elbow and on the top of the shoulder and take an estimate of where the middle of the tricep is. Okay? I'm going to use the caliper. I'm going to pinch and try to pull the fat away from the muscle, not hard, but just enough, and then pinch right in the middle of there and let the caliper come to a rest and take that measurement. Why don't we go ahead and take this, and if you can kind of zoom up on that. There. Here, I'm going to have you turn just slightly here, Emily. Okay, you got that, Matt? Mm-hmm. All right, so I'm going to estimate where it is here. I'm going to pull apart, and I'm going to put that right there and then take the measurement. If I get 2 measurements that are the same, then I don't do a 3rd measurement. If I get 2 measurements that are not the same, I take a 3rd measurement and I take the average of those 3. Okay? Then you're going to have the athlete face you. Okay? Now for the suprailiac, what we do is we say point to the top of your hip bone, and we're going to do all this on the right side. So yeah, you're right. My right. Our right. And I like to take a knee here. And so I find the top of the hip bone here. You're going to come about 1 inch to the right, and you're going to pinch the biggest part of the suprailiac. So you're kind of going at a diagonal here. So point to the top of your hip bone for me here, the very top of the iliac crest, or the very top of the hip bone here. Okay, so here's the top. Here's where I feel the top of the hip bone is. Okay, I'm going to come about 1 inch to the side, and then kind of take a diagonal pinch here. You're going to come across, and you're going to pinch just like that, and you're going to take that measurement. Okay, that's how you do that for the female. Then what you're going to do for the quadricep is going to be the same in both male and female. You're going to instruct them to put their right heel over their left toe like that. And what that does is 2 things. Number 1 is it relaxes the quad so I can get a good measurement, but it also often throws the athlete off balance. So it's nice to let them hold on to a shelf or the wall, or sometimes I'll put a chair to the side. Okay? Then what you're going to do is you're going to find the point between the knee and, once again, the top of the hip bone, which a lot of people think the middle of the thigh is right here. It's usually going to be up a little bit higher. Okay? So you're just going to pinch as much as you can here. You're going to come around. You're going to take that measurement. You're going to do 2 measurements. If it's the same, then you're going to record that measurement. So once again, we do right here on the tricep, here on the iliac crest, and here on the quadricep. I recommend that you practice this often. make sure that it goes very smoothly and it's committed to muscle memory, because this is something that does require skill, and the more accurate and consistent you can get with this, the better it makes this measurement. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and stop the video, and then I'm going to show you how to do this on a male client. Okay, so now for part 2, I'm going to show you how to do the Skinfold caliper measurements on the male client. Some people like to have the male clients remove their shirts to do this. It's not really necessary as long as they're not wearing like a really thick piece of clothing. So most cotton fabric is just fine. Just you can take that camera off, and if you want to kind of get a little bit closer here. Okay. So the way that we do this is that I want to find kind of the crease of the shoulder here, and then also where the nipple is. Okay, and so what you're going to do is you're going to pinch to the side. You pinch to the side, and you're going to pull that skin away. It's at a diagonal. Can you maybe take a knee mat or?
Yeah.
Okay. Can you get a little bit closer here? Okay, cool. All right, so here's the nipple, here's the crease of the shoulder. We're going to get right in the middle at a diagonal pinch. I'm going to pull it away. Oops, and I'm going to take that measurement. I'm not holding it at the very base. I'm not holding it at the very tip. I'm trying to get kind of in the middle where I can pinch that layer of fat and skin. Just like that. Let it rest. Take the measurement. Do it twice. Do it 3 times if needed. Okay, you can go stand up. So that's the difference. You are not going to do this measurement this way on a female. Okay, remember that. All right, the next thing that we're going to do is we're going to do a abdominal pinch. Now this is different than the suprailiac. Come forward a little bit here, Matt. Okay, so here's Matt's belly button. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to find his belly button, and I'm going to come about 1 inch to the right. Okay, and I'm going to do a vertical pinch here. I'm not doing the suprailiac. I'm coming, leaving some space between the belly button, getting enough of that skin, and doing the vertical pinch here. Okay? I'm not pinching way down at the base. I'm not pinching at the top. I'm kind of pinching a couple of millimeters below my fingers. Let it rest. Get the measurement 2 times, 3 times if needed. Okay, once again, I'll just show you the quadricep. And you're going to have him put his heel up here and to kind of bend and relax the knee. You're going to take that measurement here on the quad, right there, just like we did with the female. It's not different on quadricep for men or women. And you're going to enter those numbers, and that's how you do the Skinfold caliper test.